literally there's millions of dollars on the table if you step a tad bit outside of your normal audience. People ask me this all the time, like, Lauren, how do I attract other folks that don't look like me, that don't love like I do, dance like I do, look like I do, without being weird and authentic or just like missing the mark altogether? Diversity goes well beyond skin. It goes well beyond your ethnicity, age, it's gender, it's culture, it's income level. Think about it. A Black woman in menopause is not the same as like a white Gen Z biohacker. So you have to like understand their experience and speak their language. I would even venture to say that a Black woman in menopause may have a different experience than a white woman in menopause. Our DNA is different. The trauma is different. The experiences are different. The way that stress is carried in the body is different, right? I think where some of us sometimes are getting it wrong is like we're using like wellness buzzwords that don't necessarily resonate with the communities that we want to attract. What are the words that you would use if you were trying to go after another audience or another individual? I'm not going to tell you that. Why? Because you have to do your own research. If you're fishing in these ponds, you have to figure out what food that they want. If I was marketing to an audience of younger people, I would have to talk to a lot of young folks to figure out the words that young people use. So my kids are obviously young. They're like 10 and 12. Langston told me the other day that somebody at school was chopped. And I was like, what does chopped mean? And he's just like, they're not cute, they're ugly. You gotta watch the shows that they watch. You have to see what they're watching on Netflix. You have to see kind of what's trending. You have to see what music they're listening to. All of that you package up into a way that is marketable to your ideal person. I do also kind of want to touch on that if you fail to show diversity in your marketing, you're just gonna stay that way. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to just blow it out of the water with your ideal person. But just know that if you do have gifts and if you have something like super special and unique, it only appears as though you serve one type of person. You'll absolutely be turning away individuals that could potentially come to you. So let's start off here with a few things. Tactical, actual things. We already talked about market research, right? You have to do market research. And then potentially you can micro niche some content. If you want to test in some other markets, why don't you try, a gut health for Latinx families, or a nutrition guide for Latinx families, or biohacking in your 20s. You don't have to put the name in it, but you can target that. All of these different groups are just completely different, right? And then think about other ways of marketing, community marketing, like partnering with barbershops, churches, sororities, communities, other folks that maybe embody. People come to me all the time asking me to promote their stuff because I am a brand safe Black health person. If they want to attract more folks like me, they're like, Lauren, can you put this in your stories and I'll pay you a couple $100s. I do it all the time, right? Maybe you could start testing multilingual content. Maybe you could start having, representation. Are you hiring team members and brand ambassadors who are in the community that you want to serve? These are real simple things that sometimes we say we want to do, but we're not willing to necessarily do the work. Those are some real easy things for y'all to start with. Hell, get you just a micro influencer, a friend. I'm here at a conference right now. Maybe tag me in if you need me with certain things. I want you to audit your brand and see if you want a more diverse audience, are you actually marketing to them, attracting them, using their words? And if you aren't, go ahead and do your market research and then create some micro content. And like I said, you don't have to use the words in the title. If you want to attract Black women in menopause, show some graphics with Black women. If you want to attract people who like to dance, start dancing or find some people that dance. If you want to attract people in other states, start tagging those states. Start talking about the things that are happening in those states, in those cities, in those areas. We'll probably be talking about this on a few more episodes because this conversation comes up a lot. Diversity is there if you want it. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this podcast everywhere the podcasts are available. And follow me on Instagram at I am Lauren Bowers. Let's keep the conversation going. Get diversity in your branding. Let's do it. Bye.